Hold up.
Yo, what's going on, guys? It is Foxy98 here, and welcome back to a brand new video for you guys today here on my channel. Today we are back with my F1 2016 Career Mode Season 6 Part 2 for the Bahrain Grand Prix. And got a couple of things to talk about before we get into the main race itself. If you do enjoy today's video, drop a like on it, that'd be absolutely awesome. Subscribe if you have not subscribed already. And yeah, that's kind of that. I think I've already covered those bases. I do apologise if I sound like an absolute dog. I basically haven't stopped being sick all week, and I've had the best week of my life. Not really, I've had one of the shittest weeks of my life because I've been in bed throwing up everywhere. So what a great week I've had. Hope you've had a better week than me. Yeah, that's kind of that. Secondly, there is now a link in the description which will send you over to a straw poll site. It's the straw poll site that I've always used for any straw polls, and it's a very simple question of: would you like me to do this the rest of season 6 as a live streams, or when I did the streams with Williams, or would you like me to do it as a video? For this week and this week only, so for this race, the Bahrain Grand Prix, and then also for the next race, the Chinese Grand Prix, they're all going to be what's the word I'm trying to think of? They're going to be videos, obviously, because I'm doing this video. And then hopefully on Saturday, I can do that video, which hopefully I should be better by then, even though I'm ill now. But I'm still recording this video because I'm fighting through everything like I always do. But if you want to see live streams for the rest of the season, I don't really mind which one people prefer. I'm not that concerned, to be honest. I just want to know. My university finishes next Tuesday, so that's me done for the entire year then, so I'm not really concerned which one I do because time won't be an issue for me. This week, time is an issue for me because I've got all my assignments to fill in and do. So you're probably thinking, why am I recording this video in the first place? But that's because I'm on my break, as I've done loads of work already whilst throwing up. So now I'm on my break, and now I'm just going to do something that I like, which is this, and then I'm going to get back straight to work when I finish this video. But let me know if you want me to stream or do videos for the rest of the season. Again, I really don't mind which one people pick. I'm still going to do the career mode nonetheless, so it doesn't really matter. And I just wanted to say as well, I know it's this period of May, and I know a lot of people are doing exams right now, so I just wanted to wish everyone luck for their revision and all their exams. I know my channel has been going downhill recently, with less people watching my videos, less people liking the videos, and less people really starting to just subscribe and follow along. And I was a little bit concerned about it, but I have realised that it is the start of May, and this is the period now where everyone is revising for all their exams. And this is the very first year in my life, really, that I'm not doing exams, so that's nice. But anyway, as you can see, into qualifying we go, and I think this is not Q3, no, this is Q1. We actually qualified fastest. This season seems to be a battle between myself, Bottas, and Rosberg. Massa seems a bit out of the equation, but it seems like a Mercedes versus Williams duel here in the desert. And into Q2 we come now. We waited to the very end of the session as I wanted to see what strategy everyone was going on. And as you can see, we set the fastest lap to go P1 in front of Massa and Bottas. But my teammate Rosberg set his lap on the soft tyres, whereas I set my lap on the super softs as I completely outbroke myself there. And there is us through into Q3 quite nicely. So yeah, going quickly back to that point about the exams and stuff. Just wanted to wish everybody luck and hope you all get help you get that revision in, get the exams done, get the good grades, and enjoy the summer holiday. Because I was thinking that I didn't really know why my channel was going downhill, but I'm gonna presume it's exams. If it's not, then well, rip me. But it probably is. So hope you guys are doing well in that, and hopefully these videos give you a nice relaxing break when you are still revising and you have a break and watch this. But anyway, into Q3 we go then. We actually go and beat Valtteri Bottas' fastest lap by, I believe it was about 0.2 of a second maybe. It was a very, very close qualifying session, but as you can see, the Mercedes-Benz duo have locked out the front row of myself and Nico Rosberg, taking the front row of the grid and beating the two Williams drivers, which is awesome. In the vehicle performance comparison chart, we are still behind Williams. However, Williams have had 3 engine upgrades, whereas we've had none. So really, the Williams cars are basically very similar to Araba's My Driver with the Audis, because they've always, you see it if you've ever watched Araba. If you haven't, then it's a bit odd if you haven't. But his Audis are always just absolutely blistering and quick in a straight line, and that seems to be what the Williamses are in this career mode. But anyway, into the race goals then, you can see that Emma wants us to basically just do extremely well, and that is all of that sorted. Now normally I switch over to Crofty and Anthony to talk you through the grid, but I've decided that screw the pair of them, I'm actually just going to talk over it instead, because it gives me a bit more time just to talk if I'm trying to be in a conversation. But As you can see, going through the grid then, like I said, it's the Mercedes front row lockout, and it was only less than 2/10 that separated the top three. Massa slagging behind a little bit. Ferrari and Red Bull still need to get a lot of upgrades done to their car if they're going to be competitive. Ricciardo actually got knocked out in Q2. I didn't even realise that. To start with. The Force India's a little bit down the grid. Renault making a couple of slight improvements. The Toro Rossos definitely have taken a hit in my career mode and definitely need some upgrades ready for the Chinese Grand Prix. If not, then maybe towards the Spanish Grand Prix when the European season comes around. But onto the grid then for the Bahrain Grand Prix. And we're going to be doing a two-stop race and going from the super softs to the softs to the medium. So we're going to be going to a harder compound every single time. And as you can see, and that is one thing to note as well, is that I always run with a lower fuel load in the first stint. And the reason for that is because you'll be a lot quicker in the first phases of the race as you'll be much lighter and the AIs don't underfuel the car. So if you want to know why I'm so quick on Ultimate sometimes, it's because of this very exact reason, whereby, obviously, I'm in that position. But anyway, we're on the grids here now for the Bahrain Grand Prix. We've got 5 red lights here for the Bahrain Grand Prix, and it's lights out, and we go for the Bahrain Grand Prix. It's been a bad start for my teammate Nico Rosberg, but it's been a stunning start for the third place man, Valtteri Bottas. Bottas goes through on Nico Rosberg. He's actually going to go for it down the inside here on myself. Late braking maneuver, fending off Bottas there around the outside. It's going to turn to the inside into turn 2, and that is us safely through in front of Valtteri Bottas. We could breathe for a little bit, but on the run up towards turn 4, Bottas has had a lovely drive up towards turn 4. Round the outside, will Bottas go? Nope. We're going to fend that one off quite nicely there, and you can already tell how bad my voice sounds, which is really nice. So, as you can see then, we're now coming through the middle sector. Rosberg down into third. Bottas is in second, but he's had a stunning start, and that already showed there, that first little inch of attack from Bottas, that he has got some serious straight line speed in that Williams, and we need to start breaking the slipstream and pulling away. On to lap 2 of the Grand Prix now, and this seems to be, I'm settling into this car very nicely. I'm going in, fastest lap of the race so far. Gap between myself and Bottas is already 2 seconds at the end of lap 2, starting lap 3, so really found some pace in this early stages of the stint, and I'm going to say it straight up, these super soft tyres have felt absolutely phenomenal on my Mercedes car. Lap 4 of the Grand Prix now, and we're still getting away quite nicely. Gap's 3.1 to me, myself, and Bottas now. So really starting to pull away at a good rate of knots here in this Bahrain Grand Prix, with Bottas being hounded slightly by Nico Rosberg. And Danica Fiat, unfortunately, is out of the race for Toro Rosso, which brings more misery to the team. And that brought out a virtual safety car. So pretty interesting stuff here, and it is an engine failure. He was following the Saubers and the Manas, and he had a Renault and a Sauber and a Mana and another Toro Rosso of Sainz behind him. So Sainz is down in last place at the moment. But a very poor result there for Danica Fiat. And as you can see, the safety car is ending, or the virtual safety car, and we're back to green flag racing here on lap 5, and we can return to racing speed. And this is the lap where we're going to be coming in for our very first pit stop here to fit on the set of the soft tyres. But honestly, I felt absolutely, I felt in the zone on these super soft tyres, and I kind of was a little bit upset to come in and pit for a set of soft tyres, because I wanted to go back on the super soft, because they felt awesome. We've got a very, very big gap here at the end of the stint, but the tyres are wearing down and we have to make a pit stop. And you can see we come in quite cleanly here with the number 98 on the front of my car. I swear, if anyone in Formula 1 ever joins and brings in 98 onto their car, I'm going to shoot them. But we nearly got held up there by Valtteri Bottas in the pit stop, but luckily we were just further enough ahead in the pit lane to stay in front of Bottas. There he is coming out, so I believe me and him are now on a set of soft tyres, and we're going to take those further into the race, then go on to the medium compound tyre, take those to the end, and we'll see how we go. But as you can see, we've got, I believe that's Daniel Ricciardo, Grosjean, another Haas, so Grosjean and Gutierrez, and also a Renault. Then, however, Bottas has just rejoined behind a Mana. There's Bottas there, he's behind 2 Saubers and a Mana. So we now need to get the hammer down, get past these cars as quick as we possibly can. And you know what? We're in a very comfortable position because Bottas has got to navigate a lot more traffic than we do, and that's going to help us out. So we completely cut the corner there, trying to overtake the Haas. That was not my fault at all. May have gone for an ambitious move, but at the end of the day, I didn't gain any position, so yeah, you can't really blame me for that. Well, you can actually. But anyway, as you can see, then I have a cold. That's why I definitely did have a cold whilst recording this. I definitely wasn't ill and thrown up, and had back pains. But well, I'll just put that as an excuse. I think I sneezed whilst going for the corner. So whilst I sneezed, I wiggled the wheel. And yeah, I'm just going to stop making excuses now. We're going to go down the inside of Romain Grosjean anyway. And a very nice overtake there as we get right into the back of Jolyon Palmer. I had to lift off slightly here because Palmer was going so goddamn slow, which doesn't faze me really because he's slow in real life anyway and an embarrassment to British motorsport. But we're going to go down the inside of him anyway. Sorry, Palmer, if you ever watch this. But you are an embarrassment to British motorsport and we don't want you in the sport anymore. But we're carrying onwards now and the chase between myself and Ricciardo is going to get ongoing. And can we catch and pass Ricciardo? Probably yes, because he's on an old set of mediums, as that's what he starts on. So a very audacious strategy there from Daniel Ricciardo. Going to go very long on this first stint. And we come across the line there to go purple in the final sector, which kind of wasn't really a surprise because we had the slipstream of all the other drivers in front, and we're on fresh tyres. So that kind of, to me, showed that we were going to stay in front of the rest of the field as we continue onwards to lap 7. Unfortunately for us, nothing really happened in that middle stint. It was just about driving the car and having a nice relaxing cruise. So on to lap 15 of the Grand Prix, we're going to be coming in for what is going to be our final pit stop. Now, I do believe that this pit stop is actually a lap earlier than what was expected. And that is true, yes. The pit stop was a lap earlier. Now, unfortunately, the tyres, they just fell apart, really. Honestly, I think it was down to my driving. I think I overworked the tyres in the middle stint. So as much as I still had a good gap over my rivals, the gap did close quite considerably as Bottas and Massa and Rosberg were all really ramping at the pace. As I think I used my tyres a bit too much in the start of the stint, and unfortunately it cost me dear. And yeah, I had to pit earlier for my mediums, which means on this stint I'm now going to have to be a lot more cautious with these tyres. Really just slow it down, and even if the Williams cars catch me in the end of the stint, hopefully I'll have track position and we can work with that. On to lap 20 of the Grand Prix now, and we're still in front of everyone, but here's my problem. Bottas goes and sets the fastest lap, Rosberg sets the fastest lap, and then guess what? Massa sets the fastest lap. So my 3 rivals behind me are absolutely pushing their guts out to catch me. And yeah, I'm kind of a bit concerned right now because the gap closed by about 2 seconds on that lap. So despite the fact that this race is pretty much been all me, it's certainly not over and won't be over until the race finishes. On to lap 26 of the Grand Prix. The gap's going to keep coming down. What's the gap now? Can't really see it. I think that says like something. I don't know. The screen's blurry. It always is when you voice record something over. So the gap is whatever it is on your screens. On to lap 27 of the Grand Prix, and it's a lot closer. You can see Bottas. I don't know if I go to a rear camera screen so you can see him or not. Probably not, because I was too busy concentrating, but it's been a fight now between me, Bottas, and Rosberg. Massa's just nowhere, really. He hasn't been anywhere in this entire race. There's Bottas really close now. The gap is still a gap that I can't see, so it's all getting intense now here on lap 28 of this Bahrain Grand Prix. And we've got Bottas. We've got Felipe Nasser in front of us, which is going to help slightly because we're going to get some DRS on him, which is going to definitely make us a little bit quicker in a straight line. But I've got to get past Felipe Nasser as soon as possible, and this is not the place I want to get held up. I'm going to go round the outside. Really had to work the car there, exceeding the track limits, but what could I do? I was trying to get past the Sauber, for God's sake. And now Bottas, as we lose the back end of the car there. Oh, look at that. Is that Nasser getting out of the way for that? Oh, thanks, Felipe, you tard. But anyway, we're going to have to just continue onwards down into the braking zone. Does Bottas have DRS? He looks close enough to have it, so we may have to defend from Bottas here on this final lap of the Bahrain Grand Prix. It's been all me this race, but Valtteri has come to try and steal the party, similar to Sebastian Vettel in Russia, although that didn't really work for him. Lol. And as you can see then, into the turn 1, we're still in front of Bottas, so phase 1 is complete. We've stopped the DRS threat from Bottas, but he is now there. He's just there. And now we really need to get every corner sorted, get every apex right, braking right, acceleration right, don't lose the back ends of the car, avoid lockups, and we should be fine. Into turn 4, nicely done. A little bit too much curb, a little bit wide on the exit, but it's not going to compromise me that much as Bottas really starts hounding me now. Into the middle sector we go, trying to fling the car around. Car pretty planted to the floor there. Tyre wear is pretty high, but we've been looking after these tyres all stint now. And we've basically done half the race on these medium compound tyres, in fairness. That's pretty extreme. But we're carrying things onwards now, braking into this difficult turn 10 corner. We get the apex absolutely spot on there. There's a couple of guys in front of us with some traffic, but that's not going to hamper us there. Our exit speed was much better than Valtteri Bottas's, and Bottas is not going to get the job done here. Staying in rich fuel mixture now as we take on this left-hander. This is where the back end normally slides out on me, and it doesn't quite slide out this time. This corner is a pretty difficult one. You've got to keep the car planted. This time, we don't exceed track limits, but we are still closing up to the back of Ericsson and someone else. But hopefully we can get a slipstream off there. Back end comes out a little bit there. Bottas is all up in my slipstream now. In fact, you can see there, that's the power of that Williams car. He's coming in, he's flying. Can he get the move done into the final corner? No, Bottas doesn't get the move done, and we're still in front of him for the time being. But Bottas is going to get a great run off this final corner. We've got DRS. Bottas has got DRS. Who's going to come across the line? We're going to come across the line and take the win here in Bahrain. But I can only say that if there was another lap left in this Grand Prix, I can basically help to say, but I think Bottas probably would have stolen that one from me. But guys, that is going to wrap it up for today's Grand Prix. Hopefully you've managed to go through this this painful experience of my horrific sounds and my horrific voice. Hopefully it'll be better by Saturday when I do the next career mode. Otherwise, rip. But anyway, that is us done for this career mode, and hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video. So if you do enjoy the video, don't forget to click a like on it. That'd be absolutely awesome. Subscribe if you're new around here as well. And yeah, Rosberg did a very good job. In fact, I've just realised that it's the exact same podium as the Australian Grand Prix, which of course was 2 weeks ago now, because I was away on holiday for the 1 week and didn't upload anything. But yeah, as you can see, same podium as Australia, and I come home and take the win. Rosberg comes home and takes third place. So a great result all round really for the team in terms of Mercedes-Benz, as we try and rally up as much points as we can in our fight against Williams, because there could be some good races. There's good races, but we could very well have some bad races. And of course the AIs are known to have a lot of engine failures and problems in these races. So getting points early is extremely crucial. But as you can see then, we come home, take the win. I think Massa got 4th. In the driver's standings then, me, Bottas, Rosberg and Massa all stay where we are, because we've all finished in the same place for the first 4 races. Moving further on down the order, that's where a lot of changes are. Funny to see that Romain Grosjean in the Haas is in front of the 2 Ferraris. In the constructor standings, me and Williams very close together. Not Sam Williams, okay, because he's made a cardboard, so we can't do anything about that. If you ever go onto Williams' channel, by the way, I want to see as many comments on his latest video saying cardboard. I've seen a few in there. I've seen Aaron, I've seen me, and I've seen someone else, and I've seen Verstappen another. Go onto his latest video and call him cardboard, because from now on, whenever Williams uploads a video, I want everyone to say the word cardboard. But anyway, as you can see, we've got a team update here, and basically Emma's just saying, look, we partied in the Amber Lounge. I did the pregnant... No, I'm not going to talk about that. But anyway, we are going to be making some upgrades towards the drag. I don't want to make engine upgrades because I feel like I'm going to be a bit too powerful. I want the Williams car to be the fastest in a straight line, but I just want a little bit more speed, so I've gone with the drag. But that's it, guys. I'll see you guys for the next race in China. Take care all. Peace.